All right. Hello again, everybody. Face is once again going to BS his way through a round of commentary. Kenny's joining me. Yes, hi, Kenny.
Hello, everyone.
All right, so before this match begins, we have to discuss something extremely important, all right? We were just discussing outside the tier list of fruit snack flavors that I sell. So I have fruit snacks available, and you were saying that berries and cherries is the best flavor.
It's guaranteed, like 100%.
That's 100% false.
No, it's not.
Tropical fruits is the best flavor.
It's definitely not, dude.
Well, all right, chat. I need you to help me out on this one. All right.
Let's ask the people, bro.
So the standard mixed fruit, right, of fruit snacks, it's gonna be B tier no matter what, right? It's good. It's got your usual mix. You got strawberry, you got the blue one, whatever that one is. I don't know.
I don't know, actually.
You got like your standard mix, so that's gonna be like B tier. That's like the Mario of fruit snacks.
Is that a Smash reference?
No, I'm just saying, yeah, or Mario Kart, whatever. It's like this is like the average. This is the you start here and you can get worse or you can get better.
Oh, okay.
And then, then we both agreed there's a pure strawberry fruit snack, and that one is the worst because it's just strawberry. And there's no variety, right? You got mixed fruits, that's a variety. You got berries and cherries, at least that's some variety.
Yeah.
Strawberry's in the berries and cherries. So
it's like, even if you like strawberries, like I like strawberries, but I'm not going to get straight strawberry fruit snacks.
No. Although you have gotten, what was that like? You got like these little cherry balls, little snacks.
Oh, cherry sours? Those are flames.
Yeah, well, I've never had those. No, you let me have one. You let me have one. They were good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So I think in the meantime, these guys are outside setting up. They had to download the rule set because neither of them happened to download it. They were both piggybacking off of their opponent last round, the last 2 rounds. So I don't know. All right, this guy said Tropical's the worst. I'm gonna just block him from the chat. No,
don't block that man. You mod that man right now.
Please, what are you talking about?
I need to know what the people are saying, bro.
They're just speaking falsehoods. I don't want to deal with this. All right. So they finally got connected. All right, you don't have to kill time anymore with this stupid berries and cherries.
This isn't killing time. We need to know.
Yeah.
We need to know what the people think. Okay, so interesting. We see another Kamo at the team preview. Both teams have Kartanas and Lele's. Mm-hmm. Although I don't think either team has. No, I see priority on both teams, as a matter of fact. So Lele be pretty interesting here. Just not sure which person would end up bringing the Lele. I think it would benefit more on V's, simply because... Sorry, I yawned. Simply because there was a Kamo on the opposing team. And Kamo's Clamorous Soul Blaze, its Z-move, which is an Omni boost for all its stats, actually does not trigger if the opposing mod is immune to it. Which I find interesting because other Z-moves will still raise your stats even if the Z-move doesn't take full effect, but...
Yeah, like a lot of the stat boosting moves that like
Z conversion and things like that. Like they'll still trigger the stat boost even if the conversion fails or something like that.
Right. Like any Z like stat boosting move like Z Nazi Pod or something like that restores your stats to normal. If they don't restore your stats because you didn't have any other changes, they'll still get a boost or whatever.
And this is an interesting lead matchup. Seems to be in V's favor a little bit. We could see a King Shield here along with a potential Earthquake. Arcanine would likely live the Earthquake and be able to retaliate with a Will-O-Wisp, but it seems that V is going to opt to protect on her Lander Assist turn, as the Arcanine is also going to protect, and Kartana is going to Tailwind. Oh, that's quite interesting, actually.
Setting up that Tailwind is obviously extremely useful, but I don't know how effective it's going to be because this Arcanine is still going to have to be a little nervous, looking at this Landorus, right? Even though it's probably going to be a extremely necessary evil, basically, because getting rid of this Ageless going to be tricky without it. So he's going to have to, weigh the pros and cons of keeping this Arcanine around.
Well, let's see here. King Shield. I mean, that's kind of standard on Aegislash. I don't know why I just derped for a moment there. We will see the Will-O-Wisp this turn, which is quite a nice play. Because he went for the Tailwind turn, wanted to make sure he get out to be the Landorus and burn it next turn. Luckily, the Will-O-Wisp connected, so the Landorus is
now at
essentially dead weight.
Yeah, it's as you can see, that Arcanine took no damage. It did nothing.
I didn't notice, but did the Arcanine also have Intimidate? Because this Landorus is might get sent packing soon, because it's essentially at -3 attack if the Arcanine did have Intimidate. We will see the Raichu come out here. I'm expecting it to have maybe Hidden Power Ice. It can deal with the Landers. Just have to watch out for the Aegislash because Alolan Raichu is indeed part Psychic, so Aegislash does have the type matchup there with its Ghost Stab. We already saw that it has Shadow Ball, so Shadow Ball into Shadow Sneak would likely knock it out. I'm not sure if Shadow Ball would just straight knock out the Raichu, but it seems that V is going to be on the back burner for a little bit because the Tailwind is still in effect.
Yeah, the Hidden Power Ice, just like you predicted, was able to mitigate that Landorus, and now this Aegislash is probably going to take a huge chunk.
Ooh, weakness policy, it looks like.
Okay.
Okay.
He, not a fan of that one. Leans back all the way.
Well, we should see the... it'd be interesting, actually, if the Arcanine was attacked instead of the Raichu.
I think that's the right play. Oh, okay. Well, at least dealing with the Raichu is... it's a solid play, of course.
Yeah, it's a solid play.
I think that could have taken out the Arcanine.
At +2, I believe so, because what's the stance change? It does swap the offensive and defensive stats of the Aegislash.
I think it's going to have a huge special attack. Plus, the Arcanine had already taken a decent chunk. So, being able to do 75% Arcanine with a Shadow Ball at +2, not out of the question.
Right. Although I do think what you said earlier was I think I would have a similar thought process as to attack the Arcanine just because the Raichu wouldn't be able to do too much to the Aegislash in return.
Yeah, we know it's Hidden Power's Ice,
The Raichu isn't exactly like the most versatile Pokemon. Like
Psychic Stab is going to be resisted. It can obviously throw out some beefy electric attack, but if it has
I don't remember if it gets access to Shadow Ball though.
Oh, I don't either. Sheesh.
I don't think it does, but...
And even still, then you're going to have to still play the guessing game of is it going to, use King Shield or not. So, and
it looks like V got the guessing game right this time.
Mm-hmm.
See, like that's one of the biggest things with Aegislash is like almost every turn's a 50-50. Like, do you King Shield here, or are you going to, end up attacking? And V got the 50-50 right this time,
right?
Which will help her out quite a bit. We're going to see the Shadow Ball connect to the Araquanid. That's quite interesting. Araquanid does have quite high special defense. I think it's base 154. It's either 154 or like 130-ish. So, also seeing it live the +2 Shadow Ball from the Aegislash, which was backed up by the stab.
Yeah, super impressive.
Quite incredible as well. Maybe Assault Vest? No, I feel like Assault Vest would have taken slightly less from the Shadow Ball. But we do see that the Lele is indeed a Life Orb, which is, and I want to say that's relevant, although for right now, because of the Psychic Terrain, Frightened Moves cannot be used, so Arcanine will not be able to get a cheeky KO on the Lele. Which would have been nice right here, because he would have been able to save his Araquanid to help deal with that Aegislash.
Yeah, that Tailwind seemed to peter out at just the wrong turn too, because being able to outspeed that Lele would have been huge that turn. Keeping the Araquanid alive would have been really nice.
Also taking in the fact that Arcanine and Lele actually have the same base speed, both at 95 if I'm not mistaken. So the that would have been, like you said, that would have been huge.
This Aegislash is still not dead. Holy moly!
No, I think they will live the. No, maybe not. Oh, Psychic Terrain. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I just derped and thought that was Moonblast. but we'll see V take game 1.
Yo, that weakness policy basically sealed the deal. That game.
I think that was the game-changing aspect of this. Without the weakness policy, I think the Tailwind could have been game-changing, but as we saw, the weakness policy trumped the Tailwind.
You know, this is a very important round of the tournament for both of these players because this is basically tournament stock here. 3-2s probably can squeeze their way into top 8 cut. Maybe it depends on how the how the rounds of Swiss break down, how many pair ups and pair downs there are, and it's very possible for an X2 to make it. So these guys both need to win out from here on in. So a loss here basically ensures not making top cut. So this is a very important round for both players.
Now, I'm still wondering if we'll see the Komodo. I'm not entirely sure because V does have the Lele. V also has the Landorus and an Arcanine of her own. Well, not so much Arcanine, but the Lele and I guess more so Landorus.
Komodo can pack Ice Punch though, no?
You can't learn Ice Punch.
No?
It does now have access to Close Combat and Drain Punch though.
Okay.
Which is quite nice. It could be a special Komodo as well. It can really run either set based off its stats.
I've seen mixed Komodos, but like you said earlier in the previous round, if you're going to bring a Komodo, you're probably going to want to also bring a hefty Z move along with it.
Yeah, the Clanger Soul Blaze. It also hits both opposing targets as well, along with being the Omni Boost, so that's quite nice.
Yeah, it's really a doozy.
And if you see a Komodo, you know that it has to have Clanging Scales in order to use a Clanger Soul Blaze. We're going to see a Lele Kartana lead this time. So we know from game 1 that the Kartana is indeed Focus Sashed and went for Tailwind last time.
Right.
Interesting that V also decided to lead Lele. I was thinking the Bruxish potentially, so to be able to Aqua Jet after. A faster Mon might be able to get off a chunk on it because Kartana does not have the best defenses at all. It's actually quite thin.
Oh yeah, that thing is super frail. However, you'll have to fill me in here. I don't know what exactly Bruxish is capable of, having not played for a little while competitively. I don't think I've ever seen this thing.
Bruxish is actually quite interesting. One of its abilities is Dazzling, which is it's essentially a mini Psychic Terrain.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it affects both, if it affects it and its partner. I might be confusing that with Queenly Majesty, which has a similar effect.
Okay.
Bruxish also has access to Strong Jaws, which will boost the power of its Psychic Fangs.
Okay.
I don't know how relevant the...
Does it get other Fang-based moves that are also boosted? I'm sure it gets some sort of Ice Fang or something.
Definitely gets Crunch. I'm not sure if it gets Ice or Poison Fang.
Those would be nice to have, especially in a metagame like this. You've got Tapu Lele's.
Wait, did we just see Poison Fang? We might have just seen Poison Fang.
Did we? I looked away. Oh no. I looked at chat.
I know I saw some Fang move, but I'm not sure which one it was. What I was saying before, though, I'm not sure how relevant or common screens are in VGCs. So it'd be quite interesting to see, Lele pair with Bruxish to get the Psychic Fangs off for a good amount of damage and negating the screens. Gonna see Leaf come out the Kartana. That should bring down the Bruxish. Yep.
And we're gonna see a Beast Boost after that.
It's going to put V in a bit of a spot here. Is it going to be a Timid Kartana going for the speed boost? Or it's going to be could be Adamant or Jolly going for the attack boost. Timid Kartana is actually, as silly as it sounds, it ensures that you get a speed boost because its attack is so much higher than its speed. You would run the Timid one to lower your attack a little bit so that you get the speed boost.
Yeah, but speaking of an attack lowering on the Kartana, this Landorus, after the Intimidate, could make life a little more challenging now that Aegislash is here to be a thorn in Magma's side.
I'm thinking that we might see a Protect out of the Landorus this turn, and maybe just a Shadow Ball onto the Kartana. Because we don't know Landorus's item.
It's probably Z Landorus, but I guess we'll never know. Sad. Well, still potential to learn in Game 3 if we end up there. So yeah, we get another attack boost.
Ooh, that's quite interesting. It's worth noting
that's
that
huge, yeah.
Taunt actually ends up going through King's Shield. King's Shield only stops damaging moves. So status moves are not stopped by King Shield. So even if V had, for some reason, decided to King Shield that turn, the taunt still would have gone through, and the Aegis Slash would not have been able to.
Luckily for V, though, she opted to go for Shadow Ball, knocking out the Tapu, and now we've got a situation where, how do you deal with this Kartana?
Here's the Kamo.
Here comes another threat too. Like these huge physical walls. I'd say this would be a lovely turn for this Aegis Slash to use King Shield, but because of the taunt, it can't. So this is gonna be a pivotal turn for this match. So we finally get to see a Kamo in action. I'm very excited for that. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off.
I don't know. I think I was going to say that I think the Aegis Slash is going to go down this turn. Because, interesting.
Okay. I was going to say, with no way to protect itself, it's going to get hit. But you have to keep in mind the weakness policy. If you can't knock it out for sure, you have to be really careful.
Right, but at the same time, I was thinking that the Aegis Slash would be the one to go down, simply because it can't go into shield form, so that it would be an easy knockout. And on top of that, you would have been able to keep the Kartana alive because of the Focus Sash.
Right.
Now, though, however, I think Psychic Terrain should be fading next turn. Now the Komodo is in a bit of a pickle as well. Although Alolan Raichu is quite fast, I believe it's actually the same speed as regular Raichu, hitting 350. So it is able to outspeed the Lele and obviously the Aegis Slash as well. So we will be able to see the Lele go down, and we will see the Clamorous Soul is here.
So now, how do you deal with this as AjentVee? Just one Shadow Ball, probably not going to be enough to deal.
Something I think is... I don't think we'll be able to deal with this, because Kamo is actually fairly bulky. Would be able to knock out the Raichu easily enough, but...
Jeez.
Move looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that move's sick.
I think that was the first time I've ever seen that move, actually.
Yeah, same. Oh my gosh.
I remember the trailers, but I don't think I actually paid attention to the move back then. We will see the Shadow Ball connect on the Raichu, knocking it out easily enough. The taunt wears off this turn? Question mark? It does wear off this turn. Unfortunately, because of the Omni Boost, I don't think that even if V was able to King Shield this turn, she would be able to live any hit from the Kamo.
Yeah, I think the play this turn is to just, as the Kamo, just attack twice. Even if you get hit with King Shield, just deal with it,
Yeah. Interestingly enough, though, we will be able to see a second move out of the Kamo's moveset here.
Flash Cannon, so it is mixed. Huh.
It's either mixed or it's just fully special, because Clamorous Soul Blaze is triggered off of Clanging Scale, which is special.
Sure. So why Flash Cannon there? Do you just burn a move that you're not going to need so you don't reveal stuff?
Potentially. I'm not entirely sure if...
Oh no.
Oh, V's not physical, so... Ooh, has the bulletproof instead of the soundproof. I do think, however, although V's on the back burner right now, there's only available information about the Kamo. We now know its ability. We know 2 moves from it. We know that it has Flash Cannon rather than Poison Jab, so that Lele will easily be able to take that, because Lele has quite high special defense as well. And we know that Landorus might not do too well against the Kamo either. I think the bulletproof choice is slightly interesting, because he also has a Lele on his team, and Lele plus Kamo would be able to fully neutralize an opposing Kamo Z move.
Sure.
And it would not get the Omni Boost at all. Or even do any damage.
Yeah, some people in chat were discussing the pros and cons of bulletproof versus soundproof, and like, you know, soundproof's going to protect you from stuff like snarl and, you know, and things of that nature that are fairly common. But
I think bulletproof might be the better option overall, because I feel as though soundproof has more like niche uses, but those niche uses, like, you know, obviously if you can get them
if you can get them rolling, then they're going to really wall out some Pokemon, you know.
Yes.
Bulletproof's going to protect you from, you know, fairly common stuff, you know, Shadow Ball, blah, blah, blah. But, like, on the whole, I don't think it's as completely, like, it's not going to completely shut down a Pokemon, you know. Like,
right.
Like that Aegislash could have just used something else, you know.
Right.
But, you know, like, it's gonna stop threats like Gengar, you know. You know, now it's gonna have to rely, like, Gengar will have to rely on, like, Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave or something.
Right.
And obviously that's...
Or even Dazzling Gleam if the Gengar has that.
Yeah, but that's again, depending on sets, you know.
Yeah.
So.
We have still only seen 2 moves from V's Aegislash, so we don't know if it has Flash Cannon in the back. We don't know if it has ends up having Shadow Sneak. Although based on the team comp, I don't think she would.
Yeah, I would imagine not. If you're going to bring the, you know, the weird terrain, then I imagine it's not in your best interest to, you know, run priority moves. I mean, you do have to... How's it going, Rob? You do have to account for other people bringing in their own terrain, so, like,
right.
You know, having priority moves isn't necessarily a bad option just because you're planning to set up a terrain of your own.
This is true. And then even at that, like, your terrain isn't always going to be up.
That's right.
Like, regardless of if, like, they have their terrain or not. Well, maybe they have the same terrain, you know? So it'll just be, like, you'll send them at the same time. They'll have the same amount of terrain.
Rob is so happy that people saw him wave. Hi, Rob. Someone please clip that. Please.
So I'm thinking this battle, we're going to see Arcanine, probably see Arcanine from both sides, Arcanine Katana, and Lele. I'm not sure what the 4th will be.
I'm a little upset I didn't get to see more of what Bruxish is capable of. I still want to kind of learn what that thing can do.
It has pretty high attack,
it's
decent HP, but
just smack stuff.
Yeah. V might actually have Tailwind as well on her Kartana, because we have not seen that at all.
We saw it on Macma's Kartana, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We saw Tailwind, we saw Night Slash. Those are only 2 moves we have seen.
Okay. Yeah. And another Pokemon that failed to deliver was Araquanid. I would love to see more from him.
I feel as though V may be in a position where she needs to bring both Arcanine and Landorus to help neutralize the Kartana, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think we might see the Kartana Lele lead again.
I think the Aegislash. I think Macma's proven that he can work around that Aegislash. So
yeah. Well, we see actually an entirely different lead than what I thought.
All right. So Aegislash still is here, and well, you did predict both Arcanines, so now we exchange Intimidates, and then see.
We haven't seen anything from V's Arcanine yet, though. From Macma's Arcanine, we have seen Flare Blitz and Will-O-Wisp. I would assume that V has a similar spread or a similar moveset on her Arcanine. Might even have Snarl.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be pretty interesting.
Especially because of the lack of soundproof, too, on the Komodo, if he does return.
That would actually be pretty clutch just to have that as well, because we've seen 2 special moves so far on the Komodo.
Right.
So I would assume Focus Blast and maybe Flamethrower as the last 2 moves on the Komodo. Although if we had Flamethrower, he might have used it earlier on against the Aegislash. Unless he was just trying to conceal it for Game 3.
Mm-hmm. And while we did see Flash Cannon, that doesn't necessarily lock out the potential for some sort of poison type move.
Right.
Although it is redundant coverage.
Alright, so we'll see the Thunderbolt connect on the Lele here, doing quite a chunk. I'm not sure what that item... Well, I'm also not sure what V spread on the Lele, but Lele is quite bulky on its own. We'll see the Raichu go down here.
And crit. I don't think... We've already seen that not matter, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's just a rough life that Raichu lives. You know, he died the way he lived.
I do like seeing the Alolan forms, though, because it gives, like, older Mons, a new chance to shine.
I've been notoriously not a fan of the new Alolan Raichu form, just in terms of aesthetic design. Not loving it, you know.
Yeah, it's not the best aesthetically. Or rather, I don't find it aesthetically pleasing, but I like its ability.
It's so floofy. Yeah, its ability is cool.
Interesting. We don't see a Coco on this team to abuse the ability with. Right here, we will see the Lele go down.
I missed the attack.
Smart Strike.
Okay.
I'm not sure if V had Protect on the.
This is a risky move here. If that, yeah, okay. I was gonna say if that doesn't kill, which it should. I mean, that could have been really problematic. But
right.
Truth be told, when the Flare Blitz animation started up, I didn't know what form the Aegislash was in. I was like, we've seen that not be good, but I didn't realize it was an attack.
V tried to play the mind game again with the 50-50. Did not get it correct because the Lele went down. I think V might have been not expecting the Smart Strike from the Kartana.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do believe Night Slash would still have taken out her Lele. Luckily, the Arcanine was still waiting in the back, so the Kartana is back down to neutral. However, as we know, it's Focus Sashed. So Kartana, being the best thing on the field, can still set up the Tailwind or even Leaf Blade the Bruxish right now for essentially a free knockout.
So how then will you deal with that? You know, I mean, there's the there's I guess the game of am I going to protect or not? You know, if the Arcanine, I mean, I guess it's not even really a game because you're going to outspeed the Arcanine. And even if the Arcanine can take you out, which we are going to see right here. You still got the knockout on the Bruxish. Yeah, that thing really didn't find a good opportunity to make any moves. You know,
yeah, especially with that Kartana running around, because the Kartana always kept it in check like 100% of the time.
Yeah, that was a well calculated turn from Magma. Although that wild charge didn't really do as much as you probably would have hoped it to.
I'm thinking Magma might have a more defensive build off Arcanine, because even with the Intimidate, like I feel like that should do a lot more.
Well, I mean, it's non-stab, you know, like, it's intimidated, so, yeah, it did about as much as I expect. I mean, what are you looking for here? You're probably, I guess, hoping for the terrain to wear off? Is it bound to wear off in a turn? If it's not, then I don't know what we're going for here.
Potentially. Interestingly enough, or maybe not that interestingly enough, I was actually expecting V to go for the Will-O-Wisp the other turn, rather than going for the Flare Blitz on the Kartana, since we know that it is Focus Sashed. By burning it, we've been basically neutralized because it can't do much to Arcanine in general. Right.
I mean, if it's going to be a two-turn knockout, you might as well do the one that cuts attack in half first. Okay, so we finally see the item, and it is
a Go Berry potentially.
Yep.
And then, but then again, I don't know what V can really hit the Arcanine with for good damage. I'm also not sure if V has like maybe Morning Sun on her Arcanine, because in a 1v1 scenario, if V has Morning Sun and Magma's Arcanine doesn't, then eventually she'll come out on top.
It'll be a grind, but yeah. That also assumes there's some sort of non-Flare Blitz based attack, you know?
Right. And we're going to see the Komodo come out again here.
Yeah, I mean, you basically have no choice but to deal with this Komodo right now. If you don't take it out, then that's the game right there.
Unfortunately, there's not much that Arcanine can do to Komodo.
I mean, if it packs Will-O-Wisp, that can kind of help, but what else are you going to do?
Like, we've already seen that has Claymore Soul Blaze, so you could just spam the, maybe not so much spam, but just utilize that, so even if the Komodo does get burned, it won't be taking too much damage. That Flare Blitz did quite a bit, though. Flare Blitz. Extreme Speed.
Yeah. Yeah. I love watching this animation, but it's so long. I realized that the last time.
Yeah, very, like the unique Z moves have quite long animations, even if they are, visually appealing.
I love how we just teleport to this, like, random, savannah type. I don't know. What is this? Where are we?
I would assume Vast Pony Canyon?
Yeah.
But, like, how did we get here? Who brought us here? Why is it sunset? It was morning 2 minutes ago. What happened?
That's poor Arcanine.
Bye, Arcanine.
Bye-bye, puppy. Arcanine's a puppy. I don't care.
Giant 6'1" puppy.
That was well played by Magma. I think the takeaway there was Bruxish was just mismatched against this Kartana and really didn't get a chance to show its stuff, you know?
Yeah, unfortunate. I did like seeing Kamal put in a little bit of work, though, because, again, like we said, last round, I was looking forward to seeing it in action.
Yeah, well, that was a very important win for MMCMA, so it looks like he'll be keeping his tournament alive. Now he has to just win out the rest of the rounds for his chance to make it into top 8. For V, however, it's all fun for now. I mean, it's a Swiss style tournament, so it's unlikely that an X3 can move on. But
yeah,
I'm super glad V came out. I love seeing V.
V's a nice person.
I know a lot of her fans are in the chat, so
yeah, I like seeing V.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna head back out, see how the tournament's going. We will be back soon. Give us a little bit, and I guess we'll be moving into round 4 in a little while. All right, be back in a bit.
Bye-bye.